First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, B. Cannon, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, based over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What's good, everybody? You got your favorite bros back. It's a brand new week, and we got a brand new episode 202. It's your favorite pod, and you got your 3 favorite hosts. I ain't even gonna do it this time, AJ. You got your 3 favorite hosts. I'm 1/3 of them. I'm your guy, B. Cannon, or you can hit me at official B. Cannon. Who else I got with me?
Y'all already know who it is, your boy Hill, and he'll go here regardless, baby. I'm still riding Hemi buckets for life, baby.
Hey, gotta ride.
And you already know what it is. You got your boy AJ. The sports time is over, so now we detox. All water from here on out. Back until August.
Not after the day I had. I don't.
What happened, man? They trying you?
They would definitely try me, man. My mood was. I couldn't get my mood together, so everything would just irritate. You know how it go. It don't matter what it is, bro. So at that point,
days.
That's why I attribute it to. Bro. I'm like, it's just one of them days. I just couldn't get out the funk, and then we didn't talk all day.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Is it breaking news or he just visited? Because we ain't get the notification yet.
Oh, I mean, I thought we was trusting one of the fours, man. But I hope it is.
I do hope that he does land with. It makes sense. I like things that make sense. You know,
it does make sense.
They need him. They could, like I say, Matt Jones could use the number 1, or number 2 if that case. He need weapons.
He needs something.
So I definitely so hopefully let's get some breaking news on the phone.
And because we need it. It's that time of year.
Absolutely.
As much as I've been rough on D-Hop since since the PD thing, I do feel like that would be a good fit. To your point, Hill. We've seen Belichick in years before take people who have struggled and kind of help them get back on their feet. Mm-hmm. I think it's a real structured place. Might be good for him. So that's what good for both parties, like you said.
That's what he been asking for. He asking for good structural organization. I mean, what better structural organization than the Patriots? But in typical Ford fashion, he has definitely had a positive visit with the Titans.
I mean.
And before
I like where this is going because
I know, because I got a question.
Because I have one too. If you're D-Hop, right, and you're trying to get your name thrust back into amongst the elite receivers in the league,
thank you.
I gotta go to somebody that I believe has an arm. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't saying Mac Jones is the best. But I do believe in the system there, and Mac Jones does have workable talent, especially if I feel like I'm him. You feel what I'm saying? I could be the difference. I don't know if I want to go somewhere necessarily where I don't believe in the guy. So, but I don't know what D-Hop is thinking. I don't know what he thinks about the 2 quarterbacks. But what y'all think?
I'm sorry.
So I believe here's how it always goes to me. When whoever has that last visit usually has the upper hand. He had that visit with the Titans. They said it was positive.
They should have closed.
Exactly. They let him leave without a contract offer. He didn't get a contract offer until today, I believe. And he's already in New England having his visit. And if everything goes good, they can put that contract right in front of his face and say, here we go. And depending on how it goes, the Titans might have, they might have shown their hand, and now they can go in with the Patriots and negotiate a little bit more. The Patriots were like, oh yeah, we can do that.
Fact.
And match or exceed what they was going. And then what he left in Arizona was a dysfunctional situation. And going to Tennessee, it's a functional situation, but offensively there can be some potential turnover. We've already heard trading Derrick Henry rumors, entering the offseason. We don't know how much longer Ryan Tannehill is actually going to be there, and the returns just out of OTAs haven't been positive for Will Levis. And say what you want about Mac Jones. Mac Jones did show, some promise his rookie year. Last year, it was just, hey, he had Joe Judge and Matt Patricia plays. Now you bring in Bill O'Brien. Say what you want about what Bill O'Brien did in Houston. He he has shown the ability to put together an offense. And even, when he was in Houston, it wasn't necessarily the offense. It was his management. And he ain't got to manage nothing no more.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do got a question, though, when it comes to these two particular teams. Are we weighing organization benefit of the doubt in this situation? Because but let's be honest, the wide receiver room is begging for DeAndre Hopkins in Tennessee. Like, he substantially raises the floor immediately, and this team can actually contend then if they actually have a competent weapon when it comes to the wide receivers.
Yeah.
If he goes to the Patriots and okay, he raises the floor there too as well. Okay, they're still the fourth best team in that division with D-Hop.
Okay, so here's the thing. They may be the fourth best team in that division, but it closes the gap with that third best team. And with that defense that we saw them put on the field last season, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't do that. And yes, they may be the first, like the fourth best team on paper. But we've seen Bill Belichick do some coaching jobs. If he goes to the Titans, let's see, who knows, like they may be the second best team in that division, possibly, but we don't necessarily know that because that whole division is a toss-up. I don't think the Texans are going to be terrible as they were last year. And I think the Colts, depending on what they do with Anthony Richardson, if they go in there and they can kind of run that early, Steichen offense, and he has a little bit of knowledge, like, hey, let's run Anthony Richardson and use those legs. That wide receiver core that they have is tough. They're going to be that can be a tough offense. So yes, on paper, it may look like the Titans could be the second best team in that division, but it don't mean that there's not, a whole bunch of fluctuation that could happen. And they could easily finish last in that division just as well as him being last with the Patriots.
But, and we definitely getting up off this. But, the division came down to the wire between them and the Jaguars last year. Who did they really lose?
Who did they? Yes, okay, and that's perfectly fine. But yes, who did they lose? But last year, the division in the AFC East came down to a couple of games, and the Patriots could have been in the playoffs over the Dolphins.
It's over the Dolphins, but the Dolphins got better and the Jets got better. We talking about these teams got substantially better. The team that you gave a hope when it came to the AFC South. Like, yeah, these things, but we know for factual evidence that, well, on paper, that these teams in the AFC East got substantially way better than the Patriots.
Of course. But they made, like I said, those teams may have gotten substantially better. But to me, Dolphins is still a toss-up because, unfortunately, Tua's health. And
absolutely,
yes, they brought in Mike White, so that could be a thing. So to me, just as we're talking about those teams getting substantially better, I believe the defense and bringing in competent offensive play calling can elevate this team because, yes, we saw them substantially get better, but what happens if Mac Jones goes back to 2021 and that team kind of they take a step? You know what I mean?
And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm adding a little bit of organizational bias. Like
and that's cool.
I don't care. Like, bro, I don't believe in the Titans, bro, until they make me a believer.
They're a broken team, dog.
I don't I don't even really like believing in the Patriots, but it's just, I mean, history is what it is. So it's like, if I gotta choose between the two, bro, and they still got the same guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still got the same guy in charge. So it's like, bro.
Hey, and I feel you. And shouts out to Rob. Thank you for deviating and giving us our icebreaker for the day.
Yeah, facts.
Hold on. Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
No, you can't say one more thing, man.
Okay, never mind. But what I did want to say is, we talk about how the teams got substantially better. Hill, you and I, we did this when the schedule released. We did this little exercise when the schedule released, and I just want to revisit it when we looked at the Jet schedule.
Mm-hmm.
To start off, yes, they may have gotten substantially better, but that doesn't mean that their record will substantially change. Because here's what they have in the first 10 weeks of the season. So basically half of the season. They open up. Go ahead.
You know, I said I didn't have the Jets making the playoffs, right?
And exactly, and that's where I don't want us to forget. So
okay. I didn't forget.
Right. So me saying that doesn't, like I said, they're like, those teams may have gotten substantially better, but I don't think the gap is substantially different of where these records could go. Because, and we'll get off this, but I'm gonna just run through it real quick, and you just tell me how many wins you can count out of 10 games. So week 1, Buffalo. Week 2, Dallas.
You know what
week
time
3,
it is, Chris?
Week 3, New England. Week 4, Kansas City.
That's a toss up. They can get that going.
Week 5, Denver.
That's a
toss up. Week 6, Philadelphia. Week 8, the Giants. Week 9, the Chargers.
Yeah, that's from New York. That's a toss up.
And then the week 10, the Raiders.
That's
how many guaranteed wins you see in these first 10 weeks?
I think we only said one.
You get what I'm saying? So,
but that's two toss ups. So it's like, if it go that way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's also my point. Yeah, it's a few toss ups, but if it go their way, but that don't mean nothing.
The Raiders are a guaranteed L for people, man. Like,
it's their fault. Somebody did this.
Hey, they did it.
they chose that.
I may have to cut the AC on in this.
Oh yeah, mine is definitely on. All right, so yeah, we can go ahead and get off of this.
Yeah. Well, we started. We doing the finals recap, or we doing the fight recap?
Might as well.
We can do the finals recap.
Shouts out to the Denver Nuggets, man. They handled business. The cakewalkers the cakewalkers themselves. You know what I'm saying? They handled business, man. You know, there's nothing negative to say. It was a hard-fought series, despite the outcome. You know, like I said, the outcome is definitely gonna say 4-1. But in all actuality, it was only one blowout this series. Yeah. The Heat showed up. The Heat fought. You know, they gave them the best. They gave them all they could. You know, but at some point, the chemistry, the cohesiveness, Joker, Murray, and the rest of the Nuggets, they just were just over. They just too much.
Look, you done gave all your heart the first 2 rounds. When, hey, speaking from experience, once you get to that 3rd round, hey, you got to take what I got. And they could only pull it out one game, and that that wasn't enough.
They spent their clip.
It happens, but they got there though. You gave it your all in the early rounds. You didn't, and it was a shock for them to be there.
Man, what I will say that, and I think this was y'all's point when I made the cakewalk statement. This is what's impressive to me about this Denver team. Yes, there were not a lot of blowouts in their sweep and in their finals series. You know what I'm saying? Even though the opposing team only got 1 win out of those 9 games. Now, what I will say, what was super impressive to me is that in those close games, whenever teams were close, they are able to stick to their game plan in the 4th quarter and find a way to get over the hump. And I think their consistency in the 4th quarter, outlast a lot of everybody's last ditch efforts, Miami and LA included. Like we saw LA like a lot of times make those runs. AD will have those stretches where he put a bunch of points together and we get some big time threes, but it was just like as soon as it get enough is enough, Joker or Murray would answer, bro. And it's like my question to y'all is, whatever they got going on, you know, for the next couple years as far as moving pieces, do you think that as long as they keep Murray and Joker together, that they could be a contender in the West?
Absolutely, because
that's an easy question here.
Yeah, this is absolutely, because we talked about this, previously with the new CBA being enacted. Now, like it's gonna take away a lot of teams' ability to bring in big threes. So you want to be able to have your best two be the best two, and then build up, or try and build a roster from there. And yes, this will have the ability to be a contender, because at the end of the day, look, Jokic doesn't rely on athleticism. So who knows when it's gonna start to decline for him. And even if Murray starts to decline, or he regresses to the mean, they have the ability to put young guys around them. And even still, yes, they're starting, their starters are they're there for a good little minute.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a really strong core already in place, and they've proven that they could get over the hump. They got it. And Jokic, could he still get better? Could Murray still get better?
I definitely think Murray can get better. I feel like Joker might be complete at this point. I feel like he might just stay this way for the next 3 or 4 years, and then we might see the wear and tear on him.
But here's the thing: like when you talk about wear and tear, like what kind of wear and tear is he gonna get? He don't jump,
man, running up and down the court, meniscus. You know what I'm saying? All of
he
that.
Don't run. He tried.
But bro,
he hit the Marvin Lewis pro try.
But
that's what
we saying. But for his knees, they don't feel like that. Trust me.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
Now I do know that this player that I'm about to make this comparison, just please listen to me first. This player that I'm about to compare did not reach the pinnacle that Jokic did, but he did substantially fall off, and his game was not predicated off athleticism. We've seen this happen before with Marc Gasol. You know what I'm saying? Marc Gasol was a good player. He could do some of the similar things as Jokic. Of course, I'm not saying he was. Yeah, I'm just for the others. I'm not saying that they were the same type of player. They have a similar skill set, but we did see that drop off come heavy and hard, even with age and attrition. I know his game is not built off athleticism. Neither was Marc Gasol. But at the end of the day, once whatever athleticism you do have, you do become regular.
Okay. So we're not talking about caliber players, but I kind of want to do a similar thing and put it on a spectrum.
Let's talk.
You talk about Marc Gasol. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget, later year Tim Duncan, when they still he still provided the ability to score, to rebound, to do those things. And then also you add in Jokic's ability to, facilitate. So you think about something like that, even if Murray is on the ascension because he's younger, it's very similar to bringing in a Kawhi or something like that, or who knows if Michael Porter Jr.'s back ever gets right and he can do that. And, he may never break the bank because of his injury concerns. So you can have a Murray and a cheap Michael Porter Jr. and also an older Jokic, but he's still so dangerous because now Jokic isn't the number one, but he still does all this number one shit.
I'm glad you used that comparison, because we had this debate one time in Cannon's crib, actually. Shouts out to the basement. But that's definitely a great comparison. But when Tim Duncan started to fall, let's say down, not off, the others stepped up. Like Tony Parker was winning Finals MVP. Kawhi showed up. You still had Ginobili. Are we still going to get a great playoff Jamal Murray that we just got this year. Like I said, he was the X factor. Is Michael Porter Jr. going to actually become a superstar?
I think we have some years. We have some years before Murray peaks on his potential. Barring he could stay healthy as well. And Michael Porter Jr., like minus the injuries. You know, I've been one of his harshest critics, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was impressed with this run. And sometimes I said a lot about these young NBA players, man. We think that we could take somebody who was a superstar in high school or in 1 year of college, throw them on a trash franchise, and they can swing the tide in the NBA. When we've seen our whole lives, Michael Jordan didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? So if Michael Jordan and LeBron James didn't even do that, why are we expecting Michael Porter Jr. to do that? Now, look what happened. He ended up in a team where he ain't expected to do all well. Even if, guess what? If you need to take a few days for your injury issues, we can hold up. And now when he come back, it's like that weight is lifted off his shoulder, and now he can actually focus on getting healthy, working on his game. It's like he's part of a team. I think it's the best place for MPJ. I think he's a crucial part to what they're trying to do. And I think he is a part of their future plans.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ken. Go ahead.
And I just think it can work. Like if what AJ's saying, and it's going to take a lot to do what Tim Duncan did. So I ain't just saying that Joker can do that, because Tim Duncan did a lot of playing through injuries, grinning and bearing it, and just sucking it up. And everybody ain't going to have that mentality, even though Joker is skilled and fundamentally sound. But if he can, I think he's a type of player, like you said, AJ. I think, all right, maybe it's not a triple-double. It'll still be a double-double that will be very important. And if we have younger players doing more than they were doing when Joker was younger and more in his bag, I think it can all balance out, especially if your coach is going to understand what y'all are trying to do and make adjustments to that. So it's like, it's if the GM, the coach, and everybody could be on the same page, I think it could work. They got to understand they have a potential dynasty and don't mess it up.
I do. I'm sorry, AJ. I know you said that they would be a contender, and I do believe that they would be a contender moving forward. But a potential dynasty is a totally different conversation.
It is. But I'm just saying, if we're that was hypothetical. Like, if
and I understand, I just want to make that distinction.
And they, stay a contender, then they got a chance to win multiple chips in this next 3-year window. And
the thing that makes it so important about them having, the potential in the next that next 3-year window is this, like we've already mentioned, this core is intact. They're under contract. They are going to be here. So we can't sleep on continuity. And then you have young guys like Michael Porter Jr. is only 24. Jamal Murray is only 26. Like, it's a possibility we haven't even seen prime Jamal Murray yet. You get what I'm saying? So we may have not even seen the best of him, because this is kind of like his really coming out party after tearing his ACL. It's a possibility next year he can really take another step.
I mean, that's what they hoping.
And I believe if they bring where they said at the parade, Bruce Brown, they're gonna try to run it back. They're gonna try to bring Bruce Brown back.
You done when you cut pieces of your championship. If people who were key to your run, if you let them walk, you're dumb. We seen what happened with us. And look, KCP ended up being a key piece in this Denver run. He could have been a key piece in our run. It's unfortunate that when we had KCP, he was on house arrest, so we only had him half the time.
No, it's just the fact that
factored into it.
It's more so the fact that, like I said, what did we say when we was fixing the Lakers? I said, do not let Brian get involved. Don't let Brian this offseason. So when we let Brian this offseason, what happened? We started getting rid of people. Like you said, KCP was the same KCP, but no, he was a better KCP because he ran the offensive system. But at the end of the day, he was KCP. You knew what you was getting from. He was consistent.
Yeah,
consistent P.
Yeah,
Contavious, consistent P. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shouts out to them, man. And I know we didn't speak on it, but Christian Braun.
Yeah.
Brown is his name. I think it's Brown, but it's spelled Braun.
Yeah.
He gonna get better.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
like we said,
the contract.
He a rookie. He was a rookie.
Yeah, so he's on a team. He's 20. He's 22 and on a team option until 2026.
I know I didn't know if they was an undrafted free agent for all I know, man.
Yeah, he a rookie, so he's basically under contract until 2026, and he cheap too.
And we do see the Tim played a lot of defense. That's the thing. We made it clear. Man. We made a clear statement before.
That's a ridiculous stat, bro.
Don't take the literal comparison of what.
And that's why. And I said and here's my thing also. But another thing where you can kind of flip it is like, yes, Tim Duncan was a 15-time all defensive player, but you have to also like we said, look at I understand that, but also it's not like Jokic just doesn't provide anything else outside of scoring. Like you said, he's averaging those rebounds, but also averaging damn near 10 assists or more. So it's just like, so what he does as far as facilitating the game is also what brings into it. And so I'm not saying Tim Duncan and they're the same player, but it's just like he with their athletic profile and doesn't rely on the athleticism. They just rely on their smarts and their fundamentals. They can be a pivotal piece to a championship roster for quite some time, even if they kind of diminish. It may not be an exponential fall off like you see with some guys who have to rely on athleticism.
Well, go ahead, Kenny. I
just want to say, like, man, this is a little bit off topic, but did Tim Duncan play during the most? Did he do what he do during the most competitive time? Like, as far as some of the top players that we've ever seen, he went through the gauntlet, bro.
Night in and night out.
And it's like, I don't know if we really got, man. I think that's a segment that I want to do this upcoming year. I want to take a 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and we like do a highlight clip, and we do a voiceover of people that we want to give some flowers to that we feel like might not get their flowers.
Talk to him. Let's talk. Okay.
It's your platform. We can do that.
It's your platform, baby. In your way.
No, hell no, you can't do that.
But I think the one thing that, because like I said, he did play better team defense this playoffs. Like I said, we do know he's a liability on the defensive end. Like I say, all his matchups cooked. Bam cooked, AD cooked. Unfortunately, Ayton didn't cook.
Okay, so let's say all. All
Ayton did cook, but Cat cooked. Cat didn't cook either, but
he cooked.
But AD and Bam cooked. Like I say, they was cooking, and they was clearly
AD. That, like, when you get that version of AD, that's what he will do.
Exactly, but we've never seen this version of Bam on the offensive end. Like, we've never seen this version.
Yeah, he took it personal.
Yeah, but he also had to sometimes.
No. And that's the point.
And that's why.
That's what we're saying. I think that's what they're kind of alluding to, but that the fact that Jokic doesn't play defense. It's the fact that
I don't think that's true, though.
They have to attack. They're gonna figure it out.
I don't think that's true, man. I just think that, like, here's the thing, bro. Unfortunately, when we talk about his matchups, like, those are like, yes, that Bam is not in his bag like that often, but he got the ability to be. And I feel like if his coach make adjustments for it, and they didn't scout it that way, I feel like they caught him off guard with that, but they still made enough adjustments to win. But here's the thing, like, Joker is gonna go against some elite guys, so it's like, bro, of course they're gonna. Tim Duncan's guys got off too sometimes. He just didn't. You didn't play Tim Duncan and then the star just had 0. No, they had 25 too, bro. It's just like he probably won. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, we can't put everything in a vacuum. Like, I think Jokic is an all-around player. Is he the greatest defender? No, but I don't think he's a liability on defense at all. I think that when them dudes be cooking, who else is gonna stop him if Jokic can't stop him?
Nah, bro, he a little liability on defense.
I'm just saying, like, if AD is cooking, who else is gonna stop him in the league? Maybe Giannis. It's maybe one. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. It's very few.
That's all I'm saying.
When it comes to, I'm not even gonna do it. I'll tell you off air. I'm not gonna give it the satisfaction. But once again, shouts out to Bobby Marks for the graphic because he held it down. This is elite.
Yeah.
But
I feel like he took the template.
I mean, he did.
That's elite. That's elite.
But let's show some not necessarily show some love to the Heat. But let's give them a little, let's show them a little love. Even though they're losers, and we're not gonna stay long on losers.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
As a play-in team, to see where they've come from has to be like crazy. And during the playoffs, we talk about, this wasn't your normal, 8th seed and stuff like that. Well, this is the record that they earned.
Mm-hmm.
This is the record that they earned. So nothing was just like, they got lucky. This is the position that they put themselves in, and they did what they were supposed to do. And you see, like I said, they lost to the first play-in game to the Hawks. That put them behind the 8 ball there. Like, to allow that to happen, and then you go beat the Bulls in that play-in. Hey, you handle business. And then it just went from there. Yes, unfortunately, like we said, Giannis got hurt in that first round series, but you're the number 1 seed. You're supposed to beat them without 100% Giannis through the whole series, and that's why Budenholzer got fired.
The one win that they got was without Giannis.
Exactly.
Yo, Chris is on one tonight. I'm telling you,
he mad at somebody.
Yeah, Chris is on one. You know his parlays. He lets you know every time. But like you said, man, beating the Bucks, going up, you beating the Knicks. That was a hard fought series as well.
That was a great series.
Then you beat you beat the Celtics. Like I said, you can tell. One thing about Jimmy is like you can tell when he out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just everything about his game, you could just see he just out of gas. And the way he played the last game that they had, it was frustrating because his aggressiveness wasn't there. It's like, damn, bro, like it's kind of like they giving you the lane, and like he just wanted to be passive and want to pass. And I was getting frustrated. He didn't cook up to the fourth quarter, to the end of the fourth quarter, but it's more so you can still see when he's tired. It's like, okay, bro, he ran out of gas. And then when you think, I'm not giving him an excuse, but when you think about their run, it's like, y'all been playing hard for a bit. First off, you played hard to get in the play-in.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying?
And that's why I said they were on all heart. So to me, it's only only so much. It's only so much that it could take you, because once again, it's not like they got into the finals and it was just like, hey, the Nuggets were the better team.
This right here, the Heat didn't take care of business versus the Celtics, and it hurt them. There's no reason why they should have won the 7 games with that.
Yeah. They let them win 3 in a row. That was ridiculous. And
when you ran out of gas in the show, it's like say, y'all ain't had no business. It could have been, y'all could have ended that series, got some rest, got some practices in, some more scouting in, and could have came up with a way better game plan. This right here is that's right here. That's right there. That's the statement.
But here's another thing, just to rebuttal. The Celtics were the better team. So I understand you said the Heat didn't take care of business, but also the Celtics didn't take care of business because they should have never let the Heat go up 3-0. So once again, I wholeheartedly get that.
But even still, bro,
trying to close out a game
back to back.
It's the same way the Heat won 3 back-to-back.
But where their gas went.
But you trying to win in 3 as the lesser, the least talented team of that's tough in itself.
But one of those games, like it came down to execution. Like they could have won 2 of those games, bro. And it's like they bad execution in the end. I don't know if it was gas again. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like injuries too.
But I was about to say, but also Jimmy wasn't 100% in that Celtics series, so it's just like, our best player isn't 100%, and we going against a better team. This is going to be tough,
man.
So
like I said, that's the beauty of the NBA playoffs. Like you said, like Candace stated, it's a 7-game series. The better team always wins.
Always, bro.
Like we can say this.
We ain't never seen nobody just trick up and win a 7-game series, bro. If they do, they were better than you, bro. That's the only way you can say it. That's it.
Yeah. But let's talk about this guy Jokic dropping some numbers this entire postseason, bro. 600 points, almost 270 rebounds, and almost 200 assists throughout the postseason.
Ridiculous.
Like, to me, this is just something
that's flat out cooking.
Yeah, like say what you want. This is an elite performance.
That's baking cakes, bro.
This is an elite performance, and this is what you want from your best guy. This is what you want from somebody when we talk about them being the best player in the league. This is what they do in these big moments. So this is what historically great players do. They put up historically great performances, and that's what he did. And you know, we'll get to it in a little bit, talking about where he goes and this and that. Like, this is just like what I said about other people. Like, he's not even in his 30s yet.
Yeah.
He still has time, and this core is still together. So there's plenty of time to say, hey, this is where Jokic is. This is where Jokic is. But to me, right now, it's still, to me, this is still the opening. This isn't even, getting to the climax of his career, because to me, it's possible, like we said, there's still plenty to be written with this team. So
they got a chance to make a dynasty run if they want. And I know he don't like that because it's early.
No.
Like, when you look at this, I don't know any, you know what I'm saying, with this historic, like, bro, let's just say, like, realistically, if he's healthy, he's gonna put up similar numbers next year in the postseason. That's, bro, if teams don't get together and do what they need to do and make some better rosters, bro,
and this
is gonna happen.
And all I was saying about his story is still not written is because he's already a 2-time MVP. And being a 2-time MVP, saying, okay, yes, you have the regular season achievement. Now we want to see you get it done in the postseason. And what did he do? Not only did he give us, the postseason success, he did it, like we said, in historic fashion. So once again, that's all I'm saying, where it's just like, it can still go from here. If he doesn't win another ring, he still has, like, he can still build on, the regular season stuff, but he can say, like, yes, I am a champion. I'm not saying, oh, he can just, flame out and put up, terrible postseason performances, but he has that one thing that people say the greats need to have.
Yeah.
So it puts him, like, so he can always be in that conversation now with the regular season success. I'm not saying to bail him out, but I'm saying now you can't say that he's not there.
Not where?
Not on the trajectory to be an all-time great.
That's fine. You can be on the trajectory all you want. I need you to get there. We are talking about a position that when we talk about the all-time greats,
I don't care about him getting there. All I'm saying, his story's not written. So yes, right now, he's on the path.
These are one of those moments when I'm talking to you, but I'm not talking to you.
No, talk to them. Talk to them, because they hear.
That's the exact point.
Talk to them. You ain't got to talk to me. Call them out.
The exact
Call
point.
them out, because what I'm saying is what I'm saying.
I heard what you said.
That's all I'm. We on the same point. So you ain't finna do this 2 episodes in a row. Talk to them.
I didn't yell at you. I didn't yell at you. I'm not. No. Because this is not about to be just directly to one person. I'm not about to just put all the energy just to George. No, I'm not going to do that. But
you're going to do it to me. You're going to do it to me.
But I wasn't doing it to you either.
You just said you were talking to me.
You took it that way. And I specifically said, I got it right that time. I specifically said, this is not directly to you. But when we talk about the centers, the big mans, they got multiple rings, bro. Before we talk about all-time greats and we talk about all that, and I get it. Like I said, they are on the way. Like I said, they got favorites next year in the West.
Yes.
But before free agency, before anything has happened right now, before the draft, all that, of course, things may change. But as of right now, They the favorites out the West. They was the number 1 seed this year. Why can't they duplicate what they just did next year? The way that they play, I get all that. I'm not arguing that point. But when we start ranking them, like, bro, think about all the all-time greats and big man. They got multiple rings, bro. Let him get multiple rings first before we start ranking them. That's all I'm saying for anybody else other than AJ.
Crown their ass. But we let him off the hook, Kill, because we could have beat him. Shoot. Hey, man.
Because look, speaking of trajectory, everything is great. Remember we had that for what about the Bucks? Remember when the Bucks won?
Yeah.
Oh, Giannis was on the path to be the best power forward in the league of all time. He's ready to pass Tim Duncan. They ain't got back to the finals yet, right?
Who said he was ready to pass?
But also, once again, it's not over yet.
They said that.
But because all I'm saying is, it's not like his story is still being written. So yes, they haven't gotten back to the finals yet, but he can still be on that trajectory because that, like, so all I'm saying is, he's on an all-time great trajectory, and now getting that ring solidifies him to be in that, because once again, like I said before, he has the regular season achievements, but now he also did what he needed to do in the postseason, and he did it in historic fashion. So once again,
we are on the same page. We are on the same page.
I haven't changed.
I wasn't yelling at you. But look, I wasn't coming at you. You got all defensive at me. I'm like, listen, I wasn't coming at you. I just had to make myself. You know, I rehearsed.
But
bro.
Here you go. Here.
How do you
Take
mean
that stuff off the screen? Sorry, I can't cuss y'all.
How Joker have to do more because we are talking about the all-time greats, bro. We're talking about Shaq, Kareem, Hakeem, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Like, just because he got 2 regular season MVPs? Steve Nash got 2 MVPs. Yes, he didn't win. I get it. But what are we talking about here? We're talking about championships. Like I said, he's on the trajectory. You give it time. Let it write it out. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You can do what you want to do. Now this is direct. You can do what you want to do. Me, 3-man weave. We're gonna wait it out and give the flowers when necessary.
Right. You can definitely give props.
What the hell did this have to do with anything?
I ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. It's a reason why. It's a reason why when Shaq up there every single night on NBA on TNT.
Hey yo,
I just caught it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Miss King, she fighting with Chris. She fighting with Chris for the comment of the night.
Listen, and you won't hear him on no all-time list. He got his flowers, and that's it. That's it.
He got a ring, and that's why I came on here and said, like, hey, he got 1 ring, and that's why I put Giannis in the conversation.
And look, you start putting mad people at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. He got his ring. Good job, KG. You got
congratulations. But when KG got his ring, also was KG the number 1. That's where I was just like,
that year he won MVP. Did he win MVP?
I don't think so.
I thought he won MVP that year.
I thought he won MVP when he was on the Timberwolves.
I think he's a multi-time. I think he won MVP that year for Boston. I don't know why he won it, but I mean, he won it. But anyway, like KG ain't on nobody's all-time list. He
played a big part in that chip.
He was important. He was an important piece.
He was the big ticket.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is predicated on some of my rant. He does not crack the top 5.
Who is this quote from?
I don't know. We got it from Kicks.
Damn.
I just seen it. I was scrolling it.
Anybody, Chat GPT said that, man. Anybody.
Hey, it's the reason why I love it because I agree with it. I'm like, we need this tonight.
Yeah, he just said, I just want to use this.
Give us your top 5.
What, a big man?
Yeah, real quick.
Well, we got Kareem.
Mm-hmm. Cat.
You got Hakeem.
Okay.
Will
Green.
We
got
Bill Russell.
Green. Okay. We got the coach. Come on now.
Then Shaq.
Then we got Shaq. Then who 5? That's 4, I think.
No, I said 5. I said Kareem
Boy,
off the fly.
Get this off the screen. I just
We
went to fact check. I just
Kareem.
went to fact check.
Kareem.
Who said that?
Who said? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Hakeem.
I said Kareem.
Hakeem.
Oh, well, I gave Bill Russell and Shaq.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's 5.
Jokic supposed to just be top 5 all of a sudden now.
I ain't never said that.
Exactly. That's my whole point. We can move on now, my brother.
Yeah. So,
I
put in the IG chat who made this statement.
One ring don't make you great. You have to do it consistently.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big fact.
Thank you, DeCarlos.
So there's a difference between making you great and being in the all-time great conversation. Because once again, like I said before, we put too much stock in rings because that takes away the journey and the things that they've done. But those are the separators. So yes, you can be great because you can be great consistently. Because like we always talk about, Charles Barkley don't have no rings. Charles Barkley was great consistently.
Definitely,
but he doesn't get one of the best power forwards of all time. But he doesn't get in that conversation because he didn't get that one thing. If Charles Barkley had one ring, people would look at him completely different.
Absolutely.
So that's all I'm saying. So let's there's different.
Go back to back. You ain't 3-peat. They still do it to the people with one ring, bro. It's just a different. It's a different caliber. You know what I'm saying? they still play them.
Who dog is that? That's Bella.
Sound like a pit over there.
Shake it, Bella. Somebody getting active over there. But back to the Heat.
And just because you agree with me, don't use me to make your point because I don't agree with you.
We see the Heat.
George.
The Heat got the Heat have a number 18 draft pick this year. Future draft assets. They got 2028, 2029, 2030, first round pick. Free agents, they got Gabe Vincent that they need to bring back. Max Strus that they definitely need to bring back. They have a trade exception, $4.7 million. Pretty much they can bring back veteran minimums. The reason why this is on the screen because they've been heavily linked to.
You had it right.
No, I wanted this one first. I wanted this one first.
Yeah, because that's what they've been heavily linked to.
This is first, right? This is right, AJ.
Okay, yeah. All right. I had my flow.
All right.
We can go back to it, but I'm just saying they've been linked to Bradley.
I know.
They've been linked to Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal is definitely now he's finally open to leaving Washington. Washington is ready to embrace a rebuild. He has a no trade clause, so he definitely can dictate where he wants to go. Is we have the notification from sources that say he's willing to go to Miami. So it's funny that not to say it's funny, but it's funny that he definitely dictates where he wants to go. So I see a lot of people putting him places that I don't really think that he would really want to go.
Yeah,
You
but
said
exactly
what?
like I see a lot of people linking him places that I don't think that he wants to go. I.e., Eric saying he'll go to Boston. Why? That does not make the most sense.
I'm not leaving DC to go to Boston, even though that I've proven in my career that I don't care about winning. I'm gonna go somewhere I like.
You know why I think the Heat would be a good destination for him?
Organizational stability. And
not even that. Y'all know what I always say, like, I don't like pairing stars on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this case, I can make an exception. Why? Because the Heat got their front court, bro. You see what I'm saying? Bam is a guy. Kevin Love gonna be there, or we could bring in somebody else to back him up. We can get a backup guy. You know what I'm saying? If we can have Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal in the front court, and then we still have Tyler Hero, like, come on, man. I think, bro, like.
They got Tyler Hero. Definitely got to be in the
Tyler Hero has to go.
Yeah,
but to me,
but even still,
I'll do that because
it's an upgrade either way. So it's like,
and here's my thing:
have them in the front court. you have Bam in the front court, you got them in the back court, man. It's an all around team, man. And then you got Spo coaching them up. You make splash. They're gonna have to get rid of Caleb and they're gonna have to get rid of Martin.
No. But
they re-signed Martin. He's under contract.
Yeah, but real quickly, and to kind of play off your point where you said you don't like your stars on the same level, it's very similar to what I said about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. If you get Bill, if you bring Bill to Boston, yes, Bill's a good scorer, but it's a possibility that they could be operating in that same space offensively. Yeah. Because that's kind of both what they like to do. You bring in Bradley Beal and you put him with the Heat, he basically takes over Tyler Hero's role in a sense as a starter. And he becomes a better scorer, and then it allows you not to rely on Jimmy so much.
Thank you. And Jimmy doesn't want to be relied on.
Jimmy doesn't want to be your number one scoring option.
Bill loved that type of stuff.
And then now Jimmy could just be, hey, I'm just gonna be annoying, play defense, and when you need me, I'm gonna show up. And then guess what? Now it allows Bradley Beal to do his thing in the regular season, and then Jimmy Butler elevates in the postseason. So now it just makes them even more dangerous. And then they still don't operate in that same space. Jimmy doesn't need the ball. And then you still got Bam. And then what we saw with the Nuggets was, yes, they had their top two, and their top two was amazing. But they 3 through 5
showed up
tough. And so now you bring in Bradley Beal. Who? I know. I said Bradley Beal. You bring in
bad bitches out.
It's the R's. It was the R alliteration in there. Bring in Bradley Beal. That top two becomes really tough in the East. And then your third is Bam Adebayo. Then you got, Caleb Vincent, Martin. The Martins, they all run together.
Yeah, they do, man. That's why I couldn't say that.
But this is my thing. Like I said, I get it. This is the best. If he wants to win, he got his money. So at this point now, it's time to value some winning. And you like the culture, you like the location.
He's still gonna have his money. So.
And it's Miami, dog.
So at this point,
it's Miami. His wife will love Miami.
Exactly. So, but my thing is, when it comes to an actual trade package that the Wizards can actually benefit from,
it's not this one. It's not that one that you saw on the screen. Go back, because
it's this one, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but it won't that one what the Heat was offering. Because I'm trying to say that only benefited.
But once again, he has a no trade clause.
He got a no trade clause. But it's like, hey, if I fall,
if he say no to the Heat, he say no to the Knicks, it's gonna benefit us because that's hey.
But once again, we seen from the Knicks, and if you have a conversation with the Knicks are.
And what I say, who said that Bradley Beal should go to the Knicks?
Come on now.
We out here trying to fix it, man.
But my thing about, if you talk to the Knicks, they're frustrated with Julius Randle, they're frustrated with RJ Barrett, right? You insert a Bradley Beal in New York, I know it's gonna be a small backcourt with him and Jalen Brunson, but
I like it.
The woes that they had when it comes to scoring, trying to figure out how to score, it alleviates that. Now, do they win a championship?
No,
I don't know. I'm gonna just say I don't know, but it no. It raises the floor.
They still will have to solidify their front court.
It gives them a way better chance.
Hell yeah, I like it.
Can I go back to we don't really have to go back to the slide, but I do want to say, when you talk about the Wizards and making the trade from to the Heat and say that doesn't really make them better, it doesn't necessarily just have to be these two teams as well. That you could throw other teams in there. Absolutely. and
I gotta go get my food.
All right. You could throw other teams in there and say the Wizards, they don't want Tyler Hero, but guess what? A contending team might want it and say,
hey, they might want Tyler Hero. It's really the Duncan Robinson,
but even still, a contending team might want a Duncan Robinson. Where it's just like, you know what, we need to shoot. Hey, the Phoenix Suns could have used Duncan Robinson, so who knows? We could be like, hey, we'll throw in a pick, and we'll get that.
those players because they're good players. Like Hero's definitely a good player, and Duncan Robinson is a solid player. For me, if I'm the Wizards, it's gonna be hard for me to part with Bradley Beal unless I get I need a game changer back. And I know that ain't gonna always be the case because they may be looking to rebuild. So maybe they do want, these type calibers so they could do their roster how they want to do.
Or get, or try and just load up on some tradable assets and just tear it down and build it back up.
I would need a piece like I would need like that's why I say the Knicks is like if I'm the Wizards, like I need a Julius Randle and something else to make this. You know what I'm saying? I need to feel good about letting Bradley Beal go, and I don't want to be like Houston a couple years ago when they let Harden go. That was terrible, bro.
But also, sometimes, like if you in a rebuild, you don't necessarily need a piece. You need the lottery tickets. Grab a lottery ticket.
They still rebuilding.
Yeah. How many teams have we seen? Hey, we about to do a rebuild, and guess what? Because these teams don't know how to rebuild, and that's why, to me, a lot of these teams don't deserve to rebuild because they don't know how to rebuild, and they don't know when to stop rebuilding because they don't know. It's just like, okay, we have this is the piece that we can build around. I just want to keep thinking, oh, we just gonna keep tanking until we get all our pieces. No, what you need to do is find that one piece and be like, okay, now this is where we need to start flipping some assets.
That's real spit.
Because once again, just like to me, if you look at the 76ers should have stopped tanking once they got Joel. And I understand you like there were some issues about his health, but what you should have done is look, this is the person that we need. Now let's try and build around him. But instead, they continue to tank. And I believe, they got pieces just like, oh, we're just going to get the best player. And then you got into that draft. You got Ben Simmons where it didn't fit around your best piece. Instead, like to me, I've always said, had the 76ers built around Joel Embiid, like that Magic team built around Dwight Howard.
That was supposed to be the process, I thought.
Yeah, but then Ben Simmons came along.
Didn't trust the process.
They didn't.
They abandoned ship.
Yeah. So, that's what it comes down to. And there's another one here that we can get to real quick. The 76ers said they're out.
Because that ain't enough.
Yeah. Because I don't believe this is what I don't believe this is what Bradley Beal would want to go to the 76ers. And I think, I say what you want, taking Tobias Harris and then you replace him with Bradley Beal. Yes, that puts another piece next to Joel. But then if Harden leaves, then what? It's just going to be the same. It's going to be the same thing with a different person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think both teams would need more for this to work. I think the 76ers need more unless I don't see what they can do, in free agency, but they would have to do more. So yeah, there's that. But since where Ross at and his sorry excuses for Philly, hey, look, man, Ross is a little bit hurt right now, but
he good episode for him, man. We went in on the Titans, no love for Philly, so
yeah.
He picked a good one not to show up.
I'm not going to front. Ross is going to be very, very active in the group and in some text messages once he finally, watches this show, because this definitely was a Ross episode. We might have to change the title to Sorry Ross, because we definitely went in on the Titans a little bit.
Yeah, but we ain't sorry, though.
No, we ain't going in on the Titans for real. Well, Cannon did. You might have some smoke.
I didn't really go in on them. I just said that I believe in another organization more, which is the truth. I can't just lie.
Yeah, and like I said, I think they may finish second, but I think the Patriots have a chance to be a better team. So yeah, you may finish second in your division, but I think if you're still on a worse team, does that really give you a shot?
And Tannehill,
like I said,
we've seen. When we talk about have we seen players peak? We've seen all we're gonna get from Tannehill. We know exactly.
Yeah, we might see this might be the decline of Tannehill. It might, like I said, Tannehill could get benched by week 7.
They messed my order. I'm pissed, bro.
Oh shit! What'd you get?
That was a good one.
Good, bro.
What'd you order here?
I ordered some wings, but they say I can do no sauce, but then I can get 2 sauces on the side. I ain't got my 2 sauces, bro.
Oh, you got some dry ass, just regularly.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
No seasoned wings.
You got much water I got left, bro.
And you know they really don't season the drink like at
nah,
home.
they let the
just chicken.
It's the sauce. Hey, you got deep fried
Grease.
I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry, Eric, but you got some white people wings right now. Them joints look pale. Did you at least get them fried hard, or they got a mini tan?
Nah, bro, I gotta wait till we finish, bro. You see how long I'm chewing, bro.
Yeah, they fried a little too hard.
Boy ain't got no sauce. You better go down to the front desk. Hey, y'all got some ketchup?
It's bro.
Bro, let me tell you, yo, me and one of the fours one time, we in Northeast DC, man, and we go to the carryout, right? And so you know how they do it to carryout in DC, right? She like, you want mambo sauce? He like, yeah, I want mambo sauce, and then he like, let me get some ketchup, right? So he like on my fries. So she starts putting the ketchup on my fries, and she going blood like all of a sudden she just starts going over the chicken, right? Mind you, it already got mambo sauce on it. And I'm talking about, bro, this plate ended up being like a ketchup smothered plate, right? So he looks at me, right? And it's like it's bulletproof. You know, they got the bulletproof glass.
Yeah, because that's why
he said, I know this bro, he was hurt too because we was on our lunch break and we like had to go back. He like, bro, I know this bitch ain't just for ketchup. But the funny part was she heard what he said, bro, and she started cursing him out, bro. She was like,
that's because she
whatever. She like, I asked you if you want ketchup. You say you want ketchup, like all this stuff, but
still on my fries, mama.
And that was his thing. Like, you know, don't nobody want no ketchup on their damn chicken, bro. If they do, let them put it on there themselves, man. But nah, that joke was funny, man.
Yeah, nah, people who put just straight ketchup on their chicken wings is serial killer to me. That's serial killer activity.
That is serial killer status, man. Adventures with the Fours. I tell you, man, when you chill with one of the fours, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen, bro.
For full disclosure, I got off work extra late, so I didn't get a chance to eat. So I'm sorry, y'all.
All right, I ain't ate either, but you know,
yeah, you don't see us. No,
that was y'all fault.
All right, so speaking of y'all fault, Zion, he's in some rumors, man.
A well-placed source thinks the Pelicans would indeed consider dealing Zion to move into the top 3 and draft Scoop Henderson. I am a big fan of Scoop. When it comes to this draft, damn right, mind you. I'm a big fan when it comes to Scoop in this draft. I'm wary because I do believe that the potential of Zion is way more than the potential of Scoop. But the injury history,
Zion been Zion.
Exactly, and I think this is the peak value that you can get for him.
Yeah, I would ship him, bro, and I'm a Zion fan.
And to me, it goes back to kind of like what we were saying with Ben Simmons. Yeah. Yes, he has potential, but you haven't reaped any of that benefit.
Nope.
And so to me, yes, you want to talk about Zion, and he's young and he has this potential, but we had how much longer are we supposed to sit around for him to actually to realize that potential?
The jig is up.
Yes, Zion is young. Zion will be 23 next season. But also now it's the money thing is going to start coming into it, where it's just basically, hey, he's only given you 60 games one times out of a 4-year career, and outside of that, he hasn't played 30. You know what I mean? So to me, yes, Zion Williams has ton of potential, but what we can do is move up to someone else that we may have just as much belief in, and he can fit within this position that we have. Yes, you're changing out Scoot Henderson for Zion Williamson, and Scoot is he's one of those 6'2" kind of combo miniature guards, but he's 19 years old, and then you put him next to Brandon Ingram, and then you got other players that you can kind of like a nice little core that could be something.
I understand that the graphic did say Zion, which could be Zion, but Brandon Ingram could also be the other one that could be moved as well.
And so either way,
would you do that?
No, not Brandon Ingram.
To me, it just depends on
what you get.
If someone is willing to give me the third pick for Brandon Ingram and maybe some other things, I would have to consider it, because then there's still, like, to me, Zion's upside is still there. We kind of that's probably boy.
And this comes from a believer. Let me say this: I truly feel like they may have Baker Mayfield him, and it's like, and I'm talking about having too much too soon, bro. Like, they pretty much gave him the keys to New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? He got Jordan. He's already had his own Zion shoe. He got Jordan signature shoes that ain't even his, like collabs. You know what I'm saying? He's on all these commercials, on all this money. Then he's barely playing, and he ain't never in a rush to get back on the court. Like, we now see where his focus is, and it ain't on basketball. And I think that would have been the last straw for me. Is like, this is why you ain't back, bro. And it's almost like, Stephen A. love to take stuff to the maximum, but it's like he got a point. Like, this is why you ain't on the court, bro, because you focus on that, and you have all the potential in the world. Like Hill said, you got a perimeter game, you got a inside post game like we haven't seen from a young guy in a long time. You're strong, you're explosive, but one thing that we don't know about you is, do you have the work ethic, bro? And what have we said on this podcast so many times? Hard work beats talent any day of the week, bro. So it's like, if I get a good trade like that, he's gone, bro. And I ain't even looking back at if he can become what he's going to become, because I'm banking on the same thing that I'll be saying about Kyrie. It's almost like a character trait. I've seen you for 4 years. If you ain't worked at it in 4 years, I don't know if you're going to work at it when you get there. You might work a little bit, but when it ain't new no more, you'll go back to just relying on your talent. And your talent ain't enough with your body type to get over, because you need to be in peak condition to do what you're going to do on the NBA court, bro. And we haven't seen you in peak condition except for right after you got drafted. That's the only time we've seen that.
I made the same face, AJ. I'm like, what is this kid talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what
wipes.
Get your itchy ass.
Right, like too ammo for that.
No, we can mess with Miss K because that's Miss K.
That's
the first lady, you know what I'm saying?
That's the folk. But
y'all can't mess with her like that.
Right. But also, to me, once again, one of the things that we always talked about with Zion coming in, like, he had all the hype. Zion isn't the first number 1 overall pick to get the keys immediately and all of that stuff.
True.
But he was getting the hype of, could he be the next LeBron? Yeah. He was getting that level. And to see what he's done in that time period, in those first 4 years that he's been in the league, is highly disappointing. And then one of the things that we always talk about, and people's like, oh, stop fat shaming and this and that. And like fourth man Sean used to always talk about, oh, does he look fat? Well, yes. and then oh, well, he's had these lower body injuries. He's had, how can he get in shape? with all these lower body injuries. Well, then don't tell me he not
Who
fat.
been cleared a long time ago.
You gotta pick one. Is you gonna blame the lower body injuries, or you gonna say he's fat? And hey, look, he wasn't too hurt to be in the pre-games dunking between his legs, and he wasn't too big to be doing the African, the Melvin, in Miami on
that's
the
how
break.
you know. And he was clear, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's dunking between the legs, but you can't go run and lose some weight. You miss me with that, bro.
You could tear your Achilles and be sprinting in a pool within 3 months, damn near.
You can, bro. Like, and
they got zero gravity for all of that.
I'm glad you brought up pool. You can go into the pool as long as you could have been fresh off of surgery. As long as you wrap those stitches up so they don't get wet. The pool is zero impact. You can get all the cardio you want anytime in the pool.
Hey, guess what? You don't even got to run in the pool. You can swim.
And you're going to get all the workout you need, bro. All of it. And you don't even got to swim. You literally can hold on to the edge and lift your legs up and just kick. And do that for 10 minutes straight. And then let me know. Let me know what's good, bro. That's my swim coach.
He was doing everybody else's favorite form of cardio, but instead of doing that,
that's what he was doing for cardio.
But what you can't do is you can't do that, eat and then sleep. If you gonna do that cardio,
it don't work.
That's how you get the COVID weight.
Yeah,
doing the cardio, but then you're eating and then you're sleeping. Nah, you gotta do that. You gotta get up out the house. You can't be eating.
He look like he's snoring and everything too.
Oh, he's snoring.
He eat good, bro. He from South Carolina, man.
I'm on the contrary though, because when I get it. When he was healthy this season, they were a playoff team. They were a contending team. But before the All-Star break, he made the All-Star team and everything. I understand, and like I said, this is coming from a fan of Scoop. Like I'm a big fan of Scoop,
and that's what we get. You being objective, thank you. We appreciate it,
and that's what I appreciate. I think that, and I do get it. I do understand the caveat of if he gets injured again, his value is definitely going to go even lower than what it is now. But I would give it at least one more try.
One more try.
I would give it at least one more try.
Can I say something real quick here?
No.
Well, fuck you then. But no. So
hell no, you can't say nothing.
when you say yes, when you would give it, more time and give it the benefit of the doubt, because when he played, they were a playoff team and they, were in, made the All-Star team, all of that. But once again, if you've proven to us that your focus isn't there, what does that mean? Because once again, we saw Ben Simmons make the All-Star team 3 times. When he played, we was like, oh, this could be something.
If you had to gamble, Hill, let me ask you this. If you had to gamble, do you think that he's going to be a contributing factor if we keep him this year? And that would be my question. If I'm a part of the brass and we trying to decide whether we keep him or not, I'm asking everybody that. And I think that should be how we vote.
But here's the thing, and let me just caveat that, because I think you should rephrase your question, Cannon.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Would we be competitive this year? It's for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Because if you get Scoop,
bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
This year,
but see, that's my point.
One more year.
But if you get Scoot, and you believe that Scoot is that talent, are you going to bank on possibly getting
taking the deal?
No, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. To me, it should be a long term, because you shouldn't be just looking at Zion for 1 year.
I feel like the only reason I said that is because I only said that because he's basically asking us for, like, if we was in the war room with Hill was me and you, we've already said let's take the trade. Hill was like, he just made a good argument. Like, we did look like we were a playoff team when he was balling. So now I gotta ask Hill and I gotta ask everybody else, can he contribute? Do you truly think if we had to put it all on the line, is he gonna be a contributing factor this year? Based off his history and everything that we know about him now because we actually know this guy now. You see what I'm saying?
Shit, they almost beat us without Zion.
Yeah, but and that's neither here nor there because we could do bad without you. So if we
look, you take out Jose Alvarado and put in Scoop.
You know what I'm saying? But that would be my question. And if the room can't give me legitimate reasons to why they feel like he is going to be a contributing factor this year, despite everything that we know, then I say, bro, we got to walk away. We got to take this because to Hill's point, if he does come back and then he's not healthy, bro, we're never going to get this type of value again.
I wouldn't push back. Like I said, I'm one of three. So
right.
I already lost the majority of the vote when it comes to it. We're gonna make the trade or not. But my thing is, you know how Lakers fans every time they see BI like cook off, like cook,
like we should have kept him.
We should have kept everybody. Oh man, we should have kept him. Wish you feel what I'm saying? I just don't want for that for Pelican fans. Look at it from a Pelican fan's perspective. They traded AD, he immediately wins a championship. Now you're gonna get that's a number one overall pick. Now you're gonna trade Zion again, and let's say he flourishes.
But here's my thing. Just to say,
y'all ain't gonna do it.
We don't know that.
But here's my thing. We talk about like everybody talks about AD and what AD has done in the playoffs and stuff like that. But the situations were completely different. Yeah. If AD stays there, we do not know if that version of AD ever happens. And there's Bron there, and it's the same thing. Hey, if Zion stays here and he has not shown the willingness to be like, hey, I'm going to put in the work to get back on the court. It don't like yes, we look like a playoff team when he's on the court. But if he don't want to put the effort in to get on the court and do all that stuff, then yes, we should trade him because maybe we can flip that and do those things. And so I take it just like when you tell me, y'all gonna flip Aiden somewhere and he go cook. Okay, that's fine.
Because he don't want to be there no more, so
that's fine.
And that's why I ain't gonna bring him up no more. Because I get it now, and because when players show me that they don't want to be on my team, y'all know I'm bye.
You see what I'm saying?
Bro. Like you're a cancer at this point.
Hey, we've all had it. Like, bro, when Carlos Dunlap was like, trade me, like, hey, get him up out of here. I don't care. Like, no, I ain't no like, bro. No, but I put this on every aspect of my life. I ain't trying to keep nobody who don't want to be kept. You can carry your ass.
You sound like me. That's my philosophy.
You know what I'm saying?
I got one conversation with you. Can we fix it? And if we can't, okay, cool. You out.
And
I get it.
So why you ain't hold that talk about money? Y'all can't fix it. Nah, carry your ass. You don't want to be here. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Oh no. You can talk to me, but I get to say what you feel.
One of the first things that we said as I asked before we started going on the Ayton thing was, is this relationship beyond repair? I can't remember what episode, but that was one of the questions that we asked.
Yeah. And I just felt, and that was my response. I was just like, I don't think I just don't think he want to be here. And if the coach is over here begging and pleading for you in the finals, I think it's just time that everybody just need to change the scenery, and then the change of scenery actually happened for everybody.
Almost. You don't want the coach dancing in your videos. Crossing, you know what I mean, stealing your pass in the layup line.
Records.
You want a coach who actually played in the league.
Is that boneless wings here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's even worse.
Wow, Ray Lewis' oldest son dies.
Yeah. I was gonna get to that. You went to go get your food when it happened. So
I definitely need, and I'm sorry to hear that, Ray, but I definitely need sauce for my boneless wings. I'm sorry. I thought you had real, like with real wings, you could just, because it's fried chicken.
Yeah.
Nah,
gonna be some hot
ain't
sauce.
No other way I'm doing any type of nugget tender without sauce, B. Because they don't even season that. Like,
why do they call them boneless chicken wings when they're just chicken nuggets?
Bro, I don't know, but I only got it because it's quick. That's why I can grab a fork and go.
Chicken nuggets are chicken byproduct for the most part. That's why it'd be a lot of imitation meat in it. Boneless chicken, that's real chicken breast, man. Cut into a nugget, fried up, man.
But I was looking at my phone for another notification that we got, and I'm definitely sorry for Ray Lewis losing his oldest son.
Facts.
You know, condolences to his family.
Absolutely.
T-Lo.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Yeah,
Put the
Gave them
vacated
belts
all the
back.
belts.
So
Yeah.
he really retired.
really retired.
I still don't believe that, to be quite honest. To me, they're still a ploy, because we've seen, like, we're starting to see boxers not care about the belts, because guess what? The belts are holding up fights. When you have these belts, it holds up fights, because now each federation says, no, this is your mandatory. This is your mandatory. No, we want you to fight this. If you fight this person and
When you
skip out
have
on your mandatory,
like he did, you get leeway with the belts. I feel like he might be retiring, bro. Like he was, like, if you watch before that fight, he was saying, like, I don't know whatever it's called, but you know, like the little pre-fight docu where they
Yeah.
the 24/7 and all that stuff.
like, bro, he was
24/7.
bro, he was almost sounding, and I don't want to say it. He was showing characteristics in that joint of people giving away their prized possessions. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the word, because we know that he dealt with, he was there at one point. He said that already. So it's like, bro, I don't know if he's just tired, because, bro, it's hard to be a boxer, bro.
And another thing that goes into that is, we've always talked, once you start talking about retirement in boxing,
it's kind of hard. Yeah,
it's hard to get that hunger back. But what I will say is, there's also a business side that it may not happen, and he may actually truly be retired. But this also could be a business ploy as well, to be like, hey, your fighter is trying to, make the best fight. I'm the most money for your fighter in this class. So to get me to come out of retirement, or to even get me to talk to you, we're gonna have to do this number. Or if you want me to sign to your promotion company and give me I want a 9-fight deal, but we can negotiate, we can settle out of court for 5 fights.
He did complain about, there's two things. It's definitely some business, but it's also family. I think the hours and the dedication that it requires for him to be at the top of his game, the courts are not going to approve for him to have custody of his son.
Mm-hmm. You know what would really be a really good start for him to help with his mental health? Get the hell away from his daddy.
His dad was kind of talking some sense, and he was the one talking crazy. But he said at the end of that fight that his next battle was going to be in court for his son.
Oh, so of course.
You feel like the steps that he had taken may be to convince the courts.
Oh, 100%.
Now, here's the thing.
I got 100% time.
And this is what people do a lot of times, because I've seen regular people do it. People comply with whatever the courts want them to do till they get that decision that they want. And then guess what? Once I get that decision, I'm back, baby. I'm back. I don't need the belt. I'm officially back. I need to get the belts back to really sell the courts. And I got my son back, because he literally said, like, normally when they ask you
in 2023, baby,
they ask him who is he going to fight next, right? And normally they say somebody. And he said, my next battle is in court for my son. And I thought that he was going to come back and say somebody after that, but he just brushed the move on, and then he retired the next day. So it's like, bro, if you go back and watch that 24/7, the things that he was saying, the way that he was acting, the post game, it almost seemed like either one, he's retiring for real, or this is a part of what he got to do to convince the courts to get his son back. And it's also some business in there too, because he said he's made ESPN over $100 million, and the most that he's ever been paid for a payday is $1 million. And so he said the math ain't mathing for him. But
that's why
done speaking engagements these last couple of days. He done a Coke promo to basically show you that we can do business other ways. I don't got to be a boxer, and we can make money together.
But that's why I think this is going to mess around and be Teofimo Boxing Promotions partner with such and such. I think by him seeing, hey, like you said, I've made ESPN $100 million.
Yeah,
that shows me what I'm worth. But
fact.
I'm giving my money to Bob Arum. I'm giving my money to ESPN when I can say,
Do it
look,
myself.
I'm gonna get my business right. I'm going to be my own promoter.
Yeah.
So now when we discuss these fights, you got to come to me.
Yeah.
And even if I don't make 100 million off of a fight, I don't have to cut my promoter in, and he takes 80% of my purse, and the network, doesn't take that, and I can take. And if instead of me taking, 1 million out of 100 million, if I take 25% out of 100 million, that's the best I've ever. Like, that's cool. That's what top guys get.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's I believe personally, I believe it's money ploy. Like you said, because he definitely said, "You give me the big check, I come back."
Everybody got a price. We seen Roy Jones still fight for them checks.
Devin Haney's what's his dad's name?
Bill Haney.
He was there. He was ready for the fight. They was ready to call out for the fight. So they want this fight next. It seemed like. So,
if he could do it without having a promotion coming, that's even better for him.
So we can see. So I would like to see that fight next. I think what pissed me off watching that fight was I hate where we came at in boxing. I think I sent this in the group one time where we got a whole list of the fights that we got this year alone, the fights that we wanted this year alone, right? And every time that the fight is over, the first thing we say is who they gonna fight next, or this person will beat this person, or this person is next. It was like we seen T-Lo, right? He beat the brakes off. Am I wrong for saying that?
Yeah.
No, he beat Josh Taylor. He beat him soundly.
He beat Josh. Okay, let me say that. He beat Josh Taylor soundly, right?
Yeah.
He beat him soundly. Instead of us praising that fight, we go straight to comparison of, Devin Haney can't beat him, or he can't beat him, or it's like but that goes back to my overarching point, and where we always talk about recency bias and people messing up journeys, because instead of saying, hey, Jokic just won a championship, congratulations, Jokic. Where does he rank? Teofimo Lopez just won. Oh, you got to get this Devin Haney fight. No, let me continue my journey. And it's just like that's another reason why people are so upset about boxing. What have I always talked about? Boxing business. Boxing business has always been. Boxing business is 100%. Hey, once you get to a certain level, you don't fight a whole bunch in a year. Hey, Canelo Alvarez, he made how many times, especially in Canelo's prime, did we see Canelo Alvarez fight more than twice in 1 year?
Yeah, not after his prime.
How many times we always talked about, if these fights get made at this point in time, those schedules will align for these two to fight. It's a reason for that, because you can't just be like, yes, Devin Haney and T.O.'s schedule kind of aligns, but also they're like sometimes,
they're not even.
I went through a war. Let me just try and continue to work on stuff.
They're not even in the same weight class, so people just saying that is just. They went to there because they are fans of boxing. They, like most boxers, go to every fight around their weight class, and I truly think, like, bro, it is sad that people do that, and it's I truly think that would be a great fight. I honestly feel like if T.O. fought Haney like he fought Josh Taylor, that he probably would win. And that's coming from a Haney fan, because what T.O. did against Josh Taylor was box plus land power shots. And what do we know about Haney? Haney is a boxer. He's not a power shot lander. So what's going to happen if you run up? I feel like T.O., he put it all together that night, which is why I probably feel like he felt good about retiring, because he's like, bro, like, I can't.
Could have been one of his most complete fights against his toughest opponent.
Especially when we talk about going up, switching weight classes. He only fought one other bout at that weight class. Right?
And let me just throw this in here. Another reason, and so this is another reason why people should stop saying, "Oh, Devin and T.O. need to make this fight," because Tio maybe put his most complete fight against his most difficult opponent. We just saw Devin Haney go up against his most difficult opponent, and people were like, ooh. So to me, both fighters are at different points right now mentally, because now to me, it's like, hey, maybe Devin wants to get back in the ring and say, look, you know what? I need to work on some stuff. Maybe Tio was like, hey, let me get in the ring and let me see if I can perfect this, because I didn't send Josh Taylor home. But if I can send someone do some things right and really be able to perfect this, maybe I can send Devin home because I see him vulnerable.
After Josh Taylor ate that uppercut, I don't think that he wasn't going home, bro. So that's the thing. Like, Josh Taylor he's no hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, Josh Taylor, like, to me, Josh Taylor is older, but
that uppercut would have put 9 out of 10 boxers down, bro. And the thing is, he set that uppercut up for 3 rounds. He was trying to get it, bro, and he finally got it. And I mean, he just ate it, bro. And maybe if Tio would have let his hands go a little bit more, he could have dropped him. But what did I just say? What was Tio's plan for that? To be a boxer who lands power shots, not to be a reckless power puncher, because that's how he lost to Kambosos.
And when you get reckless, like we talked about with that MMA video I sent y'all earlier, just because you just letting your hands go, don't mean like, bro, bro, a wounded boxer is very dangerous. Because now it only take one still. Don't forget. Go ahead, Hill. My bad.
No, you good. But this is my thing about the comparisons of where they came off their fights. Bro, Tilo is just not far from removed from standing in the corner saying, "Do I still got it?" He's not far removed from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's okay. Haney just took
his point. He wounded mentally. That's why it came out like that.
Haney just took a tough victory against Lomachenko. I get that, but like I say, okay, cool, and Tilo just had a good dominating victory, but like once again, we ain't just far from removed from Haney looking like pound for pound one of them ones, and we ain't far from removed from Tilo looking over there like, bruh, I should retire now. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just not just see off just fight. Let's just not just say, oh yeah, if like Ken just said, if Tilo show up the way he just showed up, he'll beat Haney. Is he gonna show up this way? You feel what I'm saying? Because the consistency isn't there. It's the reason why he lost to Kambosos, because the consistency isn't there.
And when you step up in tiers, you need to be consistent.
And that's one of the things. So that's why boxing's called the sweet science. Because that's one thing that Haney do got. You see what I'm saying? Like it or not, however he's finishing his fights, he keeps putting W's in the column against people who you keep, not y'all personally, because for AJ say it wasn't me, but
AJ, because I didn't say it.
People that the pundits say that he shouldn't be able to beat these people. So it's like he keeps doing it. So it's like, hey, that's the consistency piece. So it's like, it's so many aspects of a way that you can win boxing. I've seen a boxer win with defense. I'm not saying that he didn't throw no punches at all, but his key to victory was his defense, was literally not being hit when he fought somebody. You know what I mean? I forget who, I think it was Felix Trinidad that fought Ricardo Mayorga. And Ricardo Mayorga was pretty much, if he catches you, it was good night. But Felix just went in there, was like, I'm not gonna go. And Felix was a slugger. You know what I'm saying? From that time, toe to toe, straight with you. He like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going in there, bobbing, weaving. I'm gonna pick and choose with my jab, and he beat the boy down. You see what I'm saying? And
he beat that boy.
So it's like, there's so many different ways that you can win a fight. It ain't always, and it's like what AJ was saying about Joker and Tim Duncan, how it ain't just their athleticism. There's some boxers like Sugar Ray, and some like when they break their hand or when Floyd breaks his hand, I gotta beat you another way now. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, can I still do that? That's what's gonna make the boxers great. I feel like if you hang your hat on one thing and people figure out how to stop that, and I kind of feel like that's what happened to Josh Taylor, is T.O. figured out how to negate Josh Taylor's strength and he didn't know what to do after that.
Exactly. He had no backup. Hey, bro. You can catch us all major
Because I'm thinking, like, what the hell are we supposed to say about this, man?
boy went up there on Pat Bev pod and it was on pure fentanyl.
But that's the type of stuff that Pat Bev says. I feel like he was like, bro, we gotta have some hot takes, bro.
Bro, this was unwarranted, but he was just filling the Pat Bev gas, bro.
Yeah, facts.
That's it. Pat Bev, you know, sometimes you put the mic into people's face. We like to say, Cat don't really talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? He don't really have a lot of interviews, so he probably was ready to get his stuff off. So he felt comfortable. Former teammate. His teammate was gassing him, saying he the best big man in the league.
Facts.
But when the time is up,
Change the game.
there with people
Ain't won nothing.
Hey, listen, bro. You can catch us all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave.
I know you say rings don't mean we can't put everything on rings.
But get like, there.
Bro, if you say you changing the game, though, you should probably at least have gotten there.
You know what would have been the perfect time to say, oh, you know what? When my time is done, people gonna say I've changed the game. Maybe if he was the back-to-back MVP or something like that.
Something. He don't got nothing to back this up, bro.
Because he got one playoff series victory.
Bro, you let a guard come to your team and hold you, bro.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Dirt change the game?
Yes.
Okay.
That's game changer.
What does he do best?
AI,
like what did
AI changed the game? You see what I'm saying? Steph Curry changed the game. You know what I'm saying? These people changed the game. Elgin Baylor changed the game. Pistol Pete, Magic Johnson changed the game. Like there's nothing that we've seen Cat do to say we ain't never seen nobody doing that before.
Could we see this before?
Like, we've seen it all.
We see somebody.
But so here's my thing.
We see somebody win.
No, but no, here's my thing. How can
we seen Dirt win?
No. Here, let me ask you this: how can Cat say I changed the game when you didn't even change your team? Bro, this is basketball. One player can elevate a team to at least be a contender. If you ain't did that, don't talk to me, dog.
Bro, it's people that year in and year out call the Mavericks contenders. Why?
Luka.
Okay, that's one player, right?
And then Matt, yeah.
I'm using your point.
Giannis.
I'm using your point. Your point.
Giannis. Giannis, he can't even shoot. and he's still in the MVP conversation.
Changing the game. In a shooting era, he
changed the game. Come on. He really did. And he put a team on his back and went and got one.
Bro.
He also said that his playoff run, their playoff run was better than the Nuggets championship.
I will hang up right now. I'm about
to shoot threes.
I'm about to leave.
He cannot shoot threes too. God cannot give him everything. Rebound.
Hey, I thought
family.
I'm like, yo, was I hearing the accent the first time?
He cannot shoot threes too.
Hey, listen. This episode 202. Hey, look. Special shout out to the fours. The fours, y'all showed up tonight. Y'all definitely held the episode down. Y'all definitely made, the episode for what it is. Like I said, we are the part of the people, baby. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, shouts out to the fours. Throw your fours up. Appreciate y'all. Y'all made an interesting conversation about certain topics, and we keep it going. That's what we here for. We are a platform, but we are definitely going on vacation after this. So yeah, stay on your socials. And keep it up.
Absolutely. Keep us up. And I'm about to go get some wings with some sauce. See ya.
That's AJ. I'm here.